Well, good evening from the home address on the 17th of January 23. It's pleasant to see the sunshine during the day hours. Nice to be out and about. Still on the theme of low vibrational people. Just on a bit of a thought there, and I'm thinking about how rare a species low vibrational people are in Europe. But I mean, they do exist. I very much expect that if you were planning a trip to the Serengeti or something, perhaps you're in maybe Botswana and you've booked onto a safari and you've got the ranger with you and all the accommodation sorted out and stuff, and you've got the high-power binoculars and telescope and all that to hand, and all the photographic equipment. And the purpose of that, of course, is to try and view and capture the native animals, perhaps in the savannah, and like zebra and lion and giraffe and stuff. You understand? But it'd be very unusual to to capture something which is not native to the land. But it's entirely different in Scotland with the low vibrational people. And so rather than be a rarity or indeed a minority, they seem to be growing in numbers, rather multiplying, and it's almost endemic. Low vibrational people, by their very nature, make themselves known. So it's very difficult to avoid low vibrational people, of course. But if you're in a city centre, perhaps in the hours before noon or something, you'll generally find many of the low vibrational people starting to amalgamate the usual places, and I mean, unfortunately, it's a sign of the times that many people are forced to use food banks and stuff, which is very unfortunate, very sad actually, that people should be forced to rely on charity to feed themselves. But of course I blame the Scottish Government for that, for the insistence on demanding people pay outrageous sums for council tax, something they could easily get rid of, but that's just my opinion, of course. The situation with the low vibrational people, although I've covered the subject, I don't think I've actually talked about how low vibrational people greet and talk to each other as a norm, as standard. But if you're window browsing or shopping, perhaps you've nipped into the jewellers to maybe get your fiancée a ring or something, or you're perhaps collecting a watch that's been mended or something, and you happen to come out of the jeweller's store, you may well hear in the background some low vibrational people in conversation. As I said, they tend not to speak at a level that most balanced people speak at, or chat with each other. So for example, it might be, "I see you in Greg's." "What?" "I'm going to Greg's. I'll see you here." "I can't hear you. I'm at Greg's." Alright, I'll see you in there. So that type of conversation might, although it's not very appealing, it's still part of the social setup of a city centre. But obviously, it's certainly one way of keeping pigeons away from buildings and stuff. Pigeons, like the rest of us, desire and require peace. But when you in the city centre, it's almost with the expectation that there'll be multitudes of low vibrational people at the usual haunts. But what I find quite strange and quite alarming is that the low vibrational people have started to walk in the countryside. I don't think this was something that occurred prior to the lockdowns of 2020-21. It seemed that a whole new avenue was opened up to the low vibrational people in order to escape the restrictions of staying in the home, or possibly being noticed by the authorities that they're out of the house more than for the allocated time during the day. I'm not saying I disagree with it. I'm just saying that it's good that people are out walking and getting fresh air, and it's very good that people chose to ignore some of the lockdown restrictions in regards to the suffocating authoritarianism that was connected with the whole lockdown. But my point being is that if you're wandering along on a very grand day in January and the sun's glinting through the branches of the beech and the oak, and you can hear the river just gently whipping by, and you pause a moment and you see a beautiful heron just standing on one foot just at the rock, at the rapid, just a wait to catch a fish, when all of a sudden, and two or three people come round the corner talking to each other, and immediately you realise they're three low vibrational people in conversation with one another. And of course by this time the heron's already taken flight, and somehow the afternoon seems much more subdued. And the low vibrational people approach. Yeah, you get on? Yeah, fine. What are you doing here? You're fishing? I didn't see you a fishing rod. Sort of inquisitive conversations that they tend to have. They're always probing and questioning, and of course you never give up any information to these low vibrational people, because as I said already, they're gossips. They have nothing much better to do all day but gossip about others. So even a simple thing like, yes, I'm fishing, by the time you got back home, half the time we'd know you were down fishing. So it's sometimes it's best not saying anything. But of course your whole day's ruined. The ambience of the afternoon has been completely tainted by the presence. It wouldn't be quite so bad if they'd stopped and said, you wouldn't know the name of this particular tree, do you? Or, I'll just rephrase that. Hey, you can't name that tree, do you? Oh yeah, you came with a coal. That type of conversation would be, in my opinion, fairly acceptable, because it would be sure that there's a keen interest, and you know, I'd like to share some of the information, including some of the wild plants, for example. It'd be good to just mention to them that some of these plants are fruit bearing during the harvest season in September, even as late as October in Scotland. But you know, it's rather disappointing to see that the low vibrational people always seem to, well, at least one always seem to carry a bottle of alcohol of some description, almost like it's glued to their palm. But as I say, it's not being derogatory, but it's the echoes of nature and the sublime pathways and byways of the beautiful countryside now echo with the sounds of, "Have you got a time there, mate? What time is it?"